I recently learned that in the history of Formula One racing, there have been 5 women who've participated competitively. This was really interesting to me because not much is said about them. What is also interesting is that Formula One is one of the 5 sports that are non-gendered sports. This means that both men and women can participate competitively. The other 4 sports are darts, motorbike racing, sailing, and horseback riding. All other sports have a very clear distinction between men and women. This is known as gender segregation. This was mainly because women's participation in sports was seen as an afterthought. In fact, the first time women participated in the Olympics was in 1900. And this was during the Paris Games, and they only participated in 2 games, golf and tennis. It wasn't until the 2012 London Olympics that women participated in every sport. 2012, that's just yesterday. And unfortunately, gender segregation has had a very negative impact on remuneration. Let's take the example of football. Germany's national team was awarded, the men's national team was awarded $35 million when they won the FIFA World Cup. But the women national team of America earned $2 million when they won. That is 17 times less. Gender pay gap examples in sports are just too many to list. However, there are positive developments that should be highlighted. Last month, for example, in Australia, women footballers were said that in the future, they will earn the same as their male counterparts. So when you look at it, you may think gender segregation is a very archaic tradition that should be done away with. But science actually supports gender segregation. This is because there is a real difference between men and women. It is said that during male puberty, men get quicker muscle reflexes, sturdier bones, larger heart, and larger lungs. These are the ingredients that make a good sportsman. In fact, last year, there was a test and 2,000 men finished the 100 meters race faster than the fastest women. That's quite a difference, I have to say. So if men and women were to compete against each other, I dare say that very few women, if any, would hold any world championship titles. In the 70s and 80s, women from East Germany were unbeatable. Do you know what their secret was? Testosterone. They injected themselves with it. We all know that the IAAF testosterone rules have been controversial. And the most famous case is that of Caster Semenya. Testosterone is a naturally occurring hormone in some women, but it is seen as an equivalent to taking drugs to enhance their performance. 2020 Olympics would have brought about a whole new challenge as pertains to testosterone, and that is the participation of transgender women in women's sports. 3 women would have participated, but of course this did not happen due to COVID. But there are very many people who say that transgender women have an unfair advantage due to their different makeup, especially because most transgender women go through the transition after puberty, meaning that they do have an advantage, it would seem. I must point out that they are required to suppress their testosterone levels at least 1 year before they take part in a competition. The Olympics Committee is yet to decide what the rules will be on transgender women participating in sports. But there are very many voices that speak against their participation. But there are also very many that are calling for their inclusion. While the jury is still out on whether transgender women should competitively participate in sports or not, I personally believe, this is just my opinion, don't crucify me, that gender segregation is important. It has obvious disadvantages, but it offers women a place where they can stand out Because if they were to participate against men, they would never stand out. So let us not drive women out of this space that has been created for them by opening it up to those with biological advantages. Thank you.